gotta be crazy. I don't want to live in my neighborhood. Well, 30%, and in some places 60% of Americans don't want to live this way. And that's why when we do communities, large-scale plans, we allow 30 to 60% standard suburbia. We're not maniacs about making everything like seaside. We allow, and our codes allow, conventional suburban development, but we also allow traditional neighborhood development. And right now, traditional neighborhood development is illegal, because you can't build the roads the right way. They're all too big, you can't do mixed use, you know, the parking's a mess. So, the agenda of what is called the new urbanism is actually to make both lifestyles possible. Right now, only one of them is possible, and it's this one. Okay, next. Now, the town centers that we've been called, so people have come in and asked us for the following town centers. Once you realize, everybody realizes it's possible, and we put circles on them, you know, the Harbor Marina, but this is what we're doing. The one we like the best is here, so it's a bigger circle at the corner, where the people in the condos are. There's one over here at the hotel that we hope WCI builds, for reasons that I'll explain. There's one at this intersection, which is pretty obvious. The gentleman who owns this land came in, and of course, it's good to have it in an intersection. By the way, WCI also has an intersection coming in, which we haven't seen yet. They're just getting it permitted. There's a couple here that don't make much sense, and of course, Floribama makes sense. It just makes sense. It's where there's a lot of action already. And then there's one that in our contract says we have to create a town center up here by the supermarket. And in retrospect, I think that's what it is. It's a suburban sprawl type, and you need that too. But our contract says we have to design one, so we'll show you some. Next. These are the tall condos with their shadows. I wish we could actually minimize these shadows, you know, in the drawing. I don't know whether you can. With very large parking spaces, and by the way, some open space here, unused, which actually is, a lot of it is for drainage, you know, for retention. One of the things we'd like to do in one of the plans is take this retention across the way and put shops along here, by the way, owned by the condos, to make some money, but also to buffer the parking, and much more interesting than just facing parking lots if they want to do that. That's one scheme.
Well, we have it.
We have it.
Yeah.
It's coming. One layer like that. But just to say, there is land here. By the way, there's a tremendous, glorious mess here, as you know, which we're going to try and solve. And this is very important. You do have the beginning of a town center, which is the little shopping center where we work. What's its name? Bellagio. And most of the plans that we've done connect to that one. We don't want to have to make another one, and you know, that's the beginning of something that could be made better. So you'll see in many of the plans the footprint of the existing Bellagio incorporated. You know, we're not throwing anything away here. Okay, next. Okay, so this is a simple one in which we make a green, a very big green in front, and you come across from the west, and you have a bigger store here, a lot of the parking in the back, you see. Parking's hidden. So when you come here, what you will see is you'll be driving by a village green, right, with one-sided stores, preferably with maybe something in the second floor, residential, commercial, whatever, and then connecting to the Bellagio, that then gets one additional building and makes a square. So the Bellagio starts making sense. It's the beginning and the end of it, you see, like that. So that's the minimum. That's a kind of minimum, nice, big town center working with what you have. Next. And then there's another one that actually instead, by the way, that one creates a parallel street to Perdido Key Drive. Right? Perdido Key Drive kind of remains the same. This one attempts to take over Perdido Key Drive, and when you drive through Perdido Key Drive, you get buildings on both sides. And of course the traffic engineers will freak out. How is that possible? Okay, how can you have buildings on the side of streets? Well, like about 90% of the cities of America have buildings on both sides of the street. That's what it looks like to make a main street.